Right, off to my good mate Tim's. It's his birthday. It was yesterday. Today's the party. Yay. Try not to get too messy because I've got a date tomorrow. Scenic route. Also get a chance to test out the low light on this camera. You're swinging in. So that was very nice of him. Show a bit of patience there. Alright. I'm going through a little bit of a moral dilemma, maybe that's a bit strong. The simple fact is that I've discovered motorbiking fairly late in life. You know, I've just turned 50, I've only been riding a few months, and I enjoy it immensely. There's no getting away from it. This is definitely something I wish I'd done years ago. Now, I've got a son, and he's 19, pushing 20, and he's never shown much interest in, well, apart from push bikes, any real sort of like transport. Never been interested in him getting himself a driving licence so he can drive a car. Well, that's changed. That's changed. He's got a girlfriend and obviously a set of wheels would improve their lives like no end. And truth be told, if it's for like transporting her about, they're better off in a car. I really want to get him into motorbiking. You know, and his mother, who he lives with, says no, don't even let him on the back of the bike. I'm thinking, well, that's crazy. That's crazy. But I'm approaching motorcycling from a standpoint of like 30 odd years of road experience, 5 years of commuting on a push bike. I had an old stripped down mountain bike, had a few actually, but I had a mountain bike with smooth tyres on it, and that was a great way of getting across town. In fact, the only way that probably beat me across town during the rush hours would possibly be a motorbike. And I have all that experience, if you like, and I've brought that with me to like my motorcycling, and it helps no end, obviously. Now my son, obviously he's coming into it. If I got him into biking now, ultimately I'm thinking of getting him the CBT for his birthday, so at least he's got some options, you see. But if I got him into biking now, would he ride safely? Would that feeling that I get, that knowledge, shall I say, that an accident's going to hurt me one way or the other, it's very immediate. The knowledge, it's in the front of your brain. You know it's there, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt you one way or the other, either financially or physically, or both. And so you tend to be a little bit more aware and a little bit more careful and a little, despite the way it may look, like I'm taking corners, I don't consider myself to be being brave at all. Err on the side of caution, I suppose, is probably the way it is, like my motto. But I remember what I was like at 20, driving everywhere, flat to the floor, foot down, get the wring as much out of any particular vehicle that I was driving as I possibly could. Works vans, I'd fly everywhere. It was just in my own cars, I'd fly everywhere as quick as I could. Luckily I never hurt anybody myself. I had a few little like shunts, a couple of them were definitely my fault, but no one ever got hurt, and I managed to get that out of my system. Now, stick me as a 20-year-old on a motorbike, would I, with my natural fearfulness, be having it thrust in my face? You know, there's nothing between me and this road or that car in front other than like a little bit of padding. You know, having that in my face, would I have ridden more carefully, or would I have ridden just as badly as I used to drive? So there's the problem. Do I encourage my son or don't I? All I know is that when I eventually took up riding a bike, I know it was something I could have quite easily done with doing years ago. You know, originally it was my mother. I blame my mate actually, another mate of mine. Used to rock up after little spills from his 50 and then his 125, and rather than go home and face his parents, we'd come to my parents' house, get cleaned up, bend any pegs back into like shape that he could do, and then go home. And his parents would be none the wiser as to how close he'd come to like doing himself a serious injury at night. And so anyway, when I wanted to get a bike, my mum was, no, you're not allowed, not in this house. And then soon after I moved out, one thing or another, I discovered drinking and it wasn't really on my option. And then I met a girl, and she likewise was, oh no. I brought the subject up after a few years. Am I the better rider for it, or would I have been a better rider for having ridden all that time? So that's my worry. Oh, another thing. I got a tug yesterday from the police, and I basically fell into a trap. Fortunately, they didn't give me a ticket, they just gave me a stern talking to. And it was a little bit, you know, but you have to just like bite your lip and not argue every point, just let them sort of like say their piece. And yeah, truth be told, on a bit of dual carriageway, coming towards the end of it really, where you're meant to filter back into one lane, but still a way before then. I've got it on film. And this police car, unmarked, is alongside of another car on the left-hand lane, and matching him for speed. So I'm approaching the pair of them, and obviously you want to overtake, but I'm like, where do I go? Where do I go? Are they gonna, is this car gonna like slow down or speed up and sort of like change its position relatively to the car on the left? And he didn't. So I thought, well, screw you. He's obviously knew I was there. I've gone between them. Stupid. Oh dear. Because they were doing 40, and obviously I've gone over 40 to get between a pair of them. And on go the lights, and I get pulled over for my talking to. And like I say, took it really, you know, some of his points were fair enough. But some of the things he said sort of like confused me a bit. You know, he's talking about my gear, and he's like saying, "Look, there you are wearing jeans." Now, I said, well, these are, you know, bike wear jeans. They've got pads and Kevlar in them and whatever. And he still was determined to sort of like poo-poo these jeans. Obviously I'm not in a position where I can like sort of like argue back. Really, I just wanted to let him know that some thought had gone into my choice of trouser. But yeah, motorcycle jeans. Do they count as gear? Obviously not for track days, but for general A to B riding, such as what I'm doing now, do they count as gear? This cop, I didn't seem to think so.